This one I'm just catering a little bit more to my veterans, simply because this is a very heavy veteran area, and so I always want to make sure that they know the options that they have and the power of utilizing their VA loan. You have no PMI, which is going to be mortgage insurance, which other loan types do have on there unless you're putting down a significant amount of money, which majority of people are not. Whether you have it or you don't have it, most people just don't want to put down $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. You'd rather keep that in reserves. All right, I've got a hot topic for you today, so you're going to want to make sure that you stay tuned. Probably share this with somebody, but as always, comment down below if you have questions or concerns, or if you're ready to connect with me. Did you know soldiers at Fort Hood are using their zero down VA loan to secure six-figure wealth, build million-dollar portfolios before they retire? If you're stationed here and you're not using your VA loan strategically, let me give you some information so you can make sure that if you decide to, you're retiring a little bit more comfortable, and you're just making sure that you are utilizing those benefits to the best of your abilities, and like I said, moving a little bit more strategically. If you don't know who I am Brina Gordon, your favorite Central Texas realtor. Today I am going to be sharing some very important information with you in regards to utilizing that loan to not only pay for your home today, but secure that retirement for later on. And I'm going to be breaking down how soldiers are utilizing their VA loan to build that long-term wealth, create second streams of income, and even set up additional retirement savings through the smart real estate investing. So if you're ready to seek a real life example and potentially go on your journey of home ownership / investing, then make sure you stay tuned. All right, so number one, let's talk about why Fort Hood is one of the best places to invest in. And I'm not just saying this because I live here or because I sell real estate. I'm telling you what I see every day, and I'm telling you that the growth that I've seen this last 10 years, I've been here 20, the last 10 years alone has been really astronomical. And I'm seeing the merging of Austin into the north side of Killeen as well. So I want to say it's north side, but into the newer parts of Killeen as we continue to kind of merge them. And so, I mean, the opportunities, y'all, the opportunities are becoming endless. And so I want to make sure if you are interested that you get the opportunity to make that investment. But anyway, let's go back. So Fort Hood is of course one of the largest military installations. That means thousands of soldiers rotate in and out of here every year. Is consistent, and so that's a very important piece to remember when you are an investor, because other parts of the nation or just traditional cities, you do not have basic housing allowance there for people to utilize, so you know, hey, they're definitely going to be able to pay rent. And so with military, you have that, and so that is, I mean, that's number one checkbox. Rental stay in demand, because not everyone wants to buy a home, and that's perfectly okay. Sometimes they're not here very long, or they just don't want to deal with home ownership because they're not sure if they want to sell or buy, or whatever the case may be. There's all sorts of reasonings behind it. But as an investor, that gives you the opportunity to come in with a solution and provide wonderful housing for a family, a soldier, a contractor, whomever it may be, and be able to secure your property, secure a home for them. And so it's a win-win across all boards. And one of the last strong benefits of it is duplexes are newer and they're becoming a much more popular option. So of course we do have some quadruplexes, and so that's going to be the 4 units, but those are really not built anymore. We do have plenty of apartment complexes as well, but sometimes people don't want apartments. They want to have a backyard, they want a little bit more privacy, and so duplexes are often that next best option. And again, you are that one that can provide that solution for them. So why not? Number two, why Central Texas is such a great place to invest in. One, it's actually still affordable. And you guys know I preach this in so many videos. So single family homes can still be well in the low 200s, even below that. It really just depends on the area and the lifestyle that you're looking for. But you have 230s to 300s pretty much just all throughout the area. So there's a lot of variety. You have new construction homes and then well in the mid 200s. You have some little bit lower, or you have townhome options as well that can definitely get right at that 200 mark. But as far as new constructions, we have those that are ranging in the mid 200s and higher, and I know that's a very hard thing to find in a lot of other locations, especially larger cities. And we have new construction duplexes as well, that now those of course do range a little bit higher, and we're going to break down an example coming up here very shortly. But we have new construction duplexes that are going to range in the higher 300s to lower 400s, but we also have resales in the higher 200s to well into the 300s as well. So there's a lot of different options depending on what you're looking for, and so there's different entry points based on where you're at, what you're comfortable investing in, and really your strategy and your long-term goals. Now, number 3, why are VA loans one of the better options? Now, don't get me wrong, if you're watching this and you're not a veteran, you don't have that, there are still plenty of other options. This one I'm just catering a little bit more to my veterans, simply because this is a very heavy veteran area, and so I always want to make sure that they know the options that they have and the power of utilizing their VA loan. But with that, you have 0% down as long as you have enough eligibility, which majority of people do. And if you don't, you're kind of advanced past this level, so you've purchased a few homes, so you're already well aware of everything that you can do. You have no PMI, which is going to be mortgage insurance, which other loan types do have on there, unless you're putting down a significant amount of money, which majority of people are not. Whether you have it or you don't have it, most people just don't want to put down $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. You'd rather keep that in reserves. And so if you're not, you do have something called mortgage insurance until you have enough equity in your home, and that's a whole different conversation. But with your VA loan, you don't have that. You have competitive interest rates. You have minimum upfront cash, again, because you have 0% down. You do have closing costs, and so we're going to talk about that a little bit later too, how we're able to kind of work around that, again, to minimize that upfront expense for you. And you can buy up to a fourplex or quadruplex, which is what I was talking about before. So you can buy a single family home, you can buy a duplex. We do have 3 units. Sometimes they weren't really built here very much, but we do have the quadruplexes or fourplexes as well. Again, it kind of depends on what area that you're trying to potentially purchase in. Another big benefit is you can use this more than once. Sometimes there is a unknown, as far as a lot of times when I have my clients, I'm like, oh, I've already utilized my VA loan, or people are starting to start their buying process and they don't realize, well, absolutely, you can buy your home this year. 3 years later, you guys move, or you want to upgrade or downsize, or whatever life has, kind of created for you in order to buy another home. You can utilize your VA loan more than one time. So by all means, please always know that regardless if you're looking to invest or not, that's your VA loan. You have eligibility, and you can always speak to a mortgage professional in regards to how much you have left strategically, if you're over it, and all those sort of things. But those are some of the powerful reasons to use your VA loan.
Hey, if you're thinking of relocating to the Fort Cavazos area, I have just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research. And I have it linked right down below. The best part is there's no obligation to this, and it's going to come with everything from the top employers to the best schools and a boatload of other information. Everything that you need to make the best decision. Again, no obligation. So make sure you click the link below. It also will be pinned, and I hope that it helps.
So let's talk about strategy. Now, here's one common strategy. It's not saying that you have to do this exactly. I'm just giving you some overall ideas that you can implement into your portfolio and your buying process or your strategy. You buy one home at a duty station, you live in it, you rent it out when you PCS. That's the base right there. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You buy the home, you live in it, you rent it out when you're gone. You can rent it out while you're at the duty station too. Sometimes people are there for a long time, or maybe you buy a duplex and then you want to get a single family, you get married, you have kids, or you just want your own space fully. Then you go buy your single family, but you still have your duplex over there starting to build equity, starting to cash flow for you. Now, here's the power of this. The power is going to be a portfolio being built. You can always have 1 to 2 homes, 3 homes, whatever the case may be, but you start to get to 3 homes, you get to 5 homes. Now you got equity gains. Now you're starting to get into cash flow because you've been holding them for a long period of time. You've got additional tax write-offs, and the goal is for these properties to start to pay you. So you may be saving, you may have your retirement, but you also have these homes that are now building massive amounts of equity. You're starting to get more and more cash flow as the home gets older, not in a negative sense, but as in the equity is being built up, the rental rates are going up, but your mortgage is still here. So now you're starting to cash flow a little bit more. So now you've got a few different nest eggs for that when year 20 hits and you're like, hey, I'm ready to get, your DD 214, you're ready to retire. Now you've got multiple avenues, and you actually still have one active stream of income in addition to your retirement. And that is the power play, my friends. That is how you have $1 million plus portfolio, in addition to equity being built, in addition to cash flow. Now, this is not everyone's cup of tea, and by all means, that is absolutely okay, because it is management. These are things that you own, so you do have to maintain them, but it can be such a powerful tool when properly used. So let's give a real timeline. This is, you're 1 to 3, you just got to Fort Hood, you're like, Bruna, I want to buy my first duplex. All right, use your VA loan, you buy the duplex or single family home, whichever, you live in it. You're 3 to 6, you PCS, because now you're off to a different duty station. Now you're renting it out. Year 6 to 9, now you're buying another property at your next duty station. Year 10 to 15, you of course went to another duty station, you're renting that one out. Now you've bought a new one out at your third duty station or fifth, whatever the case may be. Year 20, you're ready to retire. You've got a good 4 properties, 3 to 4 properties. And of course, at today's price range, you're more than likely over that $1 million mark. And like I said, now you've got a couple different nest eggs. And maybe now you're 20, your kid's getting ready to go off to college. You're like, ooh, we want to be, maybe in a better financial spot to be able to pay a little bit more, or maybe they want to go to a private school or whatever. You cash one of those homes out, take the equity. Now you're able to purchase them a rental property, maybe in where they're going to school. I've seen that before too. They don't always want their kids to stay on campus or stay in some of the dorms. They'll purchase them a home, townhome, single family home, duplex, whatever, that's close to the school. And now they've started their kids also in that chain of, okay, we're starting to build your portfolio now. So they'll rent out one, have roommates. If it's a multifamily, then of course, rent out the other unit or units as well. And so now they're still getting their retirement. They're starting to get their kids started in the business as well. And again, they've got that income coming in. So it can be an amazing way to get additional retirement and just be very strategic about it. In addition to, this is a great way to beat inflation because cash can, become more powerful. It can get very diluted if we want money. But when you have your money in assets, tangible assets like this, the equity is building. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. Somebody's buying a home, somebody's selling a home, and somebody's renting a home. That's just where it is. We have to have places to live, and you can be a solution for that and be able to provide these wonderful places to live. And I say wonderful because I will always encourage everyone to make sure that you're having a property that you would stay in yourself. And so that's a whole different conversation, but of course, maintaining it, making sure people have a place to live in dignity and safe and all of those sort of things. But like I said, you can buy the duplex, triplex, quadruplex, fourplex, live in one unit, rent out the other units. And so again, it's that rinse and repeat. But now I'm going to show you a real life example. So this is 1230 Concord. This is a home or a duplex right out here in Coppers Cove. And I want to show you the power of this. So this particular builder is offering some pretty amazing incentives. And so that's what really makes this one, especially at the new construction price, a very tangible option. So I'm kind of going off my little screen here on the side. So the builder is offering a 2.9 interest rate your first year, a 3.9 interest rate your second year, and a 4.9 interest rate fixed for the remaining of the years. Plus they're paying all your closing costs. And sometimes we're able to get a few extra things thrown in, maybe like blinds or refrigerator. We don't really see wash and dryers with this builder too much, but anything is possible if depending on the season, depending on their closings and all that. So maybe we can get a little bit more. And so you've got the lower interest rate compared to the market. You have zero money down in regards to down payment. They're already taking your closing costs as well. So you're not even responsible for that. You have no PMI, so that's automatically going to bring your payment down a little bit more. You're below market rate, so the wins are just on top of each other. Now, the average rent out there is probably going to be between $1,400, $1,500. You can probably stretch $1,600, especially when it's that summertime and people are moving a little bit more, so you have a little bit more traffic going on. But when you're utilizing those lower interest rates, that's what's really going to help bring your payment down. So maybe your payment is $2,600, $2,700, maybe $2,800 or something like that. But if you're able to rent it out for $1,500 plus, you're starting to cash flow. Now, I say that to you because sometimes people be like, well, it's only $100 or $200. It is, but it's that compounding. It's $100 to $200 this year. Then it bumps up to $200, $300 next year. Now, then it bumps up to $300, $400, because you're going to be increasing that rate as the market allows you, so you can keep cash flowing a little bit more, because you got to have some money in reserves. You're a landlord now, so you have to make sure you always have a little bit of cushion. You're going to have some vacancies, so you got to set some aside, but it's going to be that compounding on it over time. You're going to be moving through your career. You're going to be living somewhere regardless. Have that one in the back burner, just acquiring that equity. So one day you can cash out on it. You can just hold it. You can transfer it over to family. Maybe that's where your kids get their start. The opportunities are truly endless. It's just setting you up for success year one. That's all.
All right, now for the question of the day. What is the first thing you look for in a new city? Is it a coffee shop or your favorite store? I really want to know, so make sure you comment down below, or better yet, shoot me a text, email, or even give me a call. All my information is going to pop up here on the screen. So again, what is the first thing you look for in a new city?
And so there's a lot of different communities out here that really offer this. Now, we do have some that offer duplexes and some that don't. And so, but the target ones, you definitely be close to Fort Hood, or at least easy access to it. Let me put it that way, because proximity can vary depending on everyone's expectations of it. But closer to schools, easy access to the highway. So there's definitely some pinpoints or just popular areas that are definitely probably a little bit more favorable. A lot of people are starting to transition or grow outside of Killeen, just because Killeen is growing, so sometimes, you kind of get to a capacity. So now we are expanding out. Copper's Cove is growing like crazy. Belton has kind of hit some capacity limits in a sense. So you'll see Temple is starting to grow a lot more, or they're kind of on the outer areas of Bolton. So, but Killeen is still kind of the big hub. There's a lot of construction going on here, and so there's a lot of opportunity, like I said, especially as we continue to merge closer and closer to Austin. So you have people from Austin as well that start to move out here because it's a little bit more affordable.
Hey guys, as much as I love making these videos, there's one thing that I absolutely love more, and that's helping families from all over the US make the move here to the Fort Cavazos and surrounding area. I've helped countless families move here, so whether you're coming out next week, next month, or even next year, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My contact information is going to be right here down below in case you missed the pop-up screen. And I look forward to helping you and your family move to our beautiful area.
So if you're interested in starting your journey, if you just have a few questions about it, whichever the case may be, I am here to provide those answers and tools and resources so you can always feel like you're making an informed and proper decision, because that's what I'm here for. But I want to make sure that the VA loan is one of the most powerful wealth building tools that you have at your advantage, and if you can, I would definitely encourage you to utilize it. So whether it's this home in Concord, whether it's buying a home in Y'all Ranch, McGregor Estates, Three Creeks, it doesn't really matter. The concept is still the same, providing yourself and or your family later down the line with a little bit of more secure nest egg, in addition to whatever else you may be investing in, whatever else you may be doing. But why not have that portfolio building up for you as well? Again, I'm Brina Gordon, your favorite Central Texas realtor, and I want to make sure you are set up for success. Make sure you comment below if you have any questions and share this with someone.